can you hear me? Hello, this is Drew, can you hear me? Hello, this is Drew, can you hear me? Hello, this is Drew, can you hear me? Yes, I am. Can you hear me? Good.
After starting the parade, yes?
Yep. Okay. Yep, sure. Shahalril Adil Aman Nur Azat Shahalril.
Semifinal Myanmar and the host India.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning everyone and welcome to ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2025 Day 4. On quarter final, we have semi-final match, men's double between Myanmar and India. Let's give a huge round of applause to Team Myanmar.
Hello and welcome to day 4 of the ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2025 Bihar. Men's semi-final in the doubles, Malaysia versus Thailand, the traditional rivalry. Malaysia making it through, winning their group. 10 teams involved, and they were in Group A, and they swept all before them, defeating Chinese Taipei, Vietnam, Poland, and India. And that meant that they would get to face the team that finished second in Group B. Thailand finishing second in a group. Who would have thought that? Who could ever have imagined that? So we're getting the traditional rivalry. The two big Southeast Asian powerhouses, the local derby, and we're getting it in a semi-final. One of these teams is going to have to be content with bronze. The other one is going to go through to the gold medal match. Malaysia with Adil Ahman and Nur Azat. They'll have Shahril on the bench. For Thailand, Rachan Vipan, Kutawan Sopa, and the incredibly experienced Tawisak Tongsai on the bench. So here is a confirmation of the starting lineups. Shahril is the substitute, may not be used. As you can see, it's doubles, so it's just two players and on the court at any one time on either side. Kutawan and Rachan, Tawisak on the bench. Nalawek is the coach nowadays for Thailand. And the two semi-finals are going on at the same time. So on the other court, we have Myanmar versus India, which is why there's a lot of shouting and carrying on. So a reminder, or maybe I'm telling you this for the first time, maybe you're watching Sepaktakraw for the first time. If so, welcome, and welcome to all of you watching all around the world on streams. Best of 3 sets. First to 15 in each set. There's the main referee. He's got 5 other officials with him. We'll have a look at the officials a little bit later on. Everyone takes it in turns to serve. So Player 1, Team A, Player 1, Team B, Player 2, Team A, Player 2, Team B, much like mixed doubles or doubles in tennis. So, Malaysia in blue, Thailand in yellow, just to confuse us all. Malaysia in blue to get us underway. And what an incredible service that was, fired in by Adil Aiman. You don't expect to win points on your service, because literally you're putting the ball in the opponent's court and giving them the time to save, set and spike. Difficult to save, set and spike when there's only two of you though. So, Malaysia, first blood. And then Rachan replies with a difficult service. Out to the left foot of Adil Ahman, who's a right footer. So these guys will know one another. Rachan's been around for a good long while. Serving now, Noor Azat. Tekong type service. Attempted block, sails wide. And it's Putawan with the spike at the net. Beautiful roll spike. Great camera angle as well. That one flying up almost into the first row of the crowd here at the Patlipurna Indoor Stadium in Patna in northeast India. Putawan fires that one into the net, and you're not going to criticise him too much for that one. Trying to aim for the tape, and he went a little bit low on that one. He's incredibly tall, so he can get the ball coming down over the net from an angle, almost like a spike. So we've been round the horn, everybody has served, and it's 2 points apiece. The save and the set by Rachan. The strike at the net, can they keep it alive? Malaysia, yes they can. And unfortunately, the set, no, have they got the point? Did it creep over the net? Let's watch the replay of this one. It's going to be difficult to see from this particular angle. Oh, that was beautiful at the net. It was a late spike, tapped over by Noor Azat. So it ended up being a perfect set by Adil Ahman. Save, set, spike. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Obviously, there are only two players, so player number one, the more defensive one, in the backcourt, does the save and the set. And then the spike from the killer at the net, 4-2. In doubles and then quadrants that we had earlier on in this 2025 World Cup, when there are 4 players, you alternate service. So whenever you can get a 2-point buffer, it means you've won one on your own service at least. Beautiful roll spike from Putawan. This is the 5th World Cup we've had, and the 4th was held in Malaysia in 2024, Kuala Lumpur at the Titi Wangsa Stadium, where the first one was held in 2011. And Malaysia won the men's doubles, defeating Thailand in the final. 17-16, 15-13. Putawan with an unreturnable service, so the 2-point cushion for Malaysia evaporates in the blink of an eye. King's Cup in 2022 in doubles, that's held every year in Thailand. And Thailand didn't enter the doubles that time around. Malaysia won again. Got their first ever title in doubles at the King's Cup, defeating Laos in the final. Thailand with 3 points in a row. Thailand will be disappointed that they didn't win their group. They lost a group game to Myanmar. Just wide. They were scrambling there, the Malaysians. Malaysia winning all 4 of their group games. defeating Chinese Taipei, Vietnam, Poland and India, topping their group and thinking they would get the easier of the two semi-finals. And in the end, Myanmar end up topping the other group. Thailand comes second. And it means it's the traditional rivals facing off in the semi-final, while the other semi-final is India versus Myanmar. Group B, as well as Thailand and Myanmar, featured Indonesia, Italy and Switzerland. And that's the order they finished in. Indonesia third, Italy fourth, Switzerland fifth. Slight delay here. Nur Azat asking for something. I think he needs a little bit of medical attention. And you can just see the middle of your screen now, a couple of officials coming in. Thailand winning 4 points in a row here. Gives Putawan a chance to have a quick chat with Supnalawek, his coach. Teams can take timeouts as well. Each team has one 1 minute timeout per set, often taken to try to change the momentum. When a team's won 4 or 5 points in a row, the opposition will call a timeout. We've had the equivalent of a timeout there without having to take one, Malaysia having lost 4 points in a row. Nur Azat gambling a bit there. You do tend to gamble on service. As mentioned before, just knocking it over, almost giving your opponents a rally ball. If you just tap the ball over the net, then you're giving your opponents the chance to save, set and spike. Save, set, spike. They had to work for that one though. It was a very good service by Putawan. Reminder, best of 3 sets, first to 15. Save cushioned beautifully with the head. It's very difficult to do. Ball comes flying at you on the head and you can just nod it back. But cushioning it with your head and also sending it backwards, because you need to take the pace off the ball and then send it backwards to your teammate who's in the backcourt, who can then set it up for you in front of the net. Very difficult skill, but obviously these are the best players in the world at double Sepaktakraw. What a block there by Putawan, stretching out that long leg of his. We'll see this in slow motion. He knows where it's coming from, and look how straight that leg was. Stretching out your leg there means you're making the net that little bit taller. And it looks like we're having a first timeout called by Malaysia. Fifth ever ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup. First was 14 years ago at the Titiwangsa Stadium in Kuala Lumpur. After that, India, but the other side of the country from Patna, Hyderabad in 2017. 2022, Daejeon in South Korea, and then back to the Titiwangsa Stadium in 2024. 2011 and 2017, we only had the men's and women's regu. Regu's the traditional format, where you have 3 players. 2022, Daejeon, men's and women's regu. And we had two divisions in the men's and women's quadrant, so 4 aside, 2 divisions in the quadrant, and then the mixed quadrant as well. And then 2024, it was only men in Kuala Lumpur. Doubles, Premier and First Division, Regu Premier and First Division, and a team event, a Regu team event, where you have 3 different, you have your A team, B team, C team that play the opposition. Thailand can have an A team, B team, C team, D team, E team. They have such an absolutely wonderful club competition over there, and millions of people play the sport. The name Sepaktakraw is a combination of sepak, meaning kick in Bahasa Melayu, Malaysian language, and then takraw is the name of the ball that we have in Thai. Used to be made out of rattan and woven, now it's made out of plastic, usually by the Marathon company that you could see there on the net and on the court. They provide the nets, the court flooring. It's brought in from Thailand, and then the balls. So Malaysia taking a timeout and not able to arrest the momentum. That's what they need. They need a point on service. And what a good service that was from Adil Aman. What they need here is a save set spike. If anyone knows where to put the ball, though, it's Rachan. Save set. I think they were appealing for use of a hand. And yes, the referee saw a use of the hand when it was being controlled by Nur Azat. So they don't get the point. Captain's allowed to go over and ask about it, but doesn't. Tough call there against Malaysia. They needed a bit of luck to go their way. That would have made it 10-8, as it is 11-7. Fired down the middle to perfection. Such a tall player, and he doesn't deviate from the straight. Watch this. We see it again. Probably not the best camera angle for this particular shots there, but you could see how straight he went up, lands perfectly, almost doesn't deviate a degree. Just missed there. Worth a gamble. You're 12-7 up, go for an ace. Didn't miss by much, but in Sepaktakraw you don't get 2 bites of the cherry when you're serving. That way, more of an angle, but equally effective by Putawan. (13-8), Thailand running away with this first set. Malaysia struggling even to get into double figures. Thailand just 2 points away. Has a challenge been issued? Yes, it has. You can see a red board being held up by the Thai camp, and that says challenge net on it. So they are suggesting, I think, that Nur Azat, the spike, the number 3 there, you can see at the bottom of your screen, either leant over the net to play the ball, and you can't play the ball when it's still in your opponent's side of the court, half of the court, and you can't touch the net either. So the video referee will have a look. 13-11 the score. To your right, you can see the big screen showing India and Myanmar. Myanmar on the cusp of taking the first set, which is going to put a bit of a dampener on the enthusiasm here in the Patlipurna Sports Complex.
Bihar, this wonderful tournament has come together thanks to the support of the state government of Bihar.
20 countries involved at this World Cup and various different events. We've already had the quadrant with victories for Thailand in the men's and Vietnam in the women's. It was Thailand versus Vietnam in both competitions. And so they shared a gold and a silver each. Not over, so there was no encroachment. Malaysia get the point. India got a couple of bronze medals in the quadrant. We'll be hoping to do a bit better today in the semi-finals of the men's and the women's doubles. Speaking of semi-finals of the men's doubles, Malaysia with it all to do here. That one sails long and sets up 5 set points for Thailand. Save set, and the spike is just about saved. How about that? What a way to win the first set. Malaysia complaining about it, saying it didn't go over the net but round the net, but that was an incredible get. Watching this one again, look how far away he is, and it does indeed go over the net. That is amazing by Putawan and is fitting of a set point. Thailand taking the opener 15-9. Thailand halfway there, leading 1 set to love. And we'll have a 2-minute break. Two-minute break is over. Thailand halfway there, taking the first set comfortably, 15-9. They were 4-2 down. And then won 13 of the next 20 points. So they were winning 2 out of every 3 points. They would win when receiving the ball pretty much all the time, and then 50% of the time they were winning on their own service. No harm in that one. Aim for the tape, because there's no let in Sepaktakraw. That one, maybe not the best idea. That one, even if it hit the tape, it wouldn't. It was a spin service, so Ratchan was trying to get it a little bit higher than that, so it would just die over the net. So Malaysia in the lead, but you see that's quite a neutral service, and it enables Thailand to save set spike. So just tapping it over there, the Malaysian captain Adil Aman. That's the problem with serving. There are times when you have to gamble rather than just sending a neutral rally ball over there to start the rally. And there we go. It's happening again. Thailand win the point when they receive the ball, when they receive service, and then they win 50% of the points when they're serving themselves. It's difficult when both players have to serve. You have to really develop a decent service when you're playing doubles. Quadrant, you can have just the one person who serves. It doesn't have to be all four players serving. And you'll see teams alternate between one and another, just to try to keep the opposition off guard. Beautiful save with the head from the tall fella. How about that? Kneeling all the way down. And then, again, barely deviates from the straight. Rolls over absolutely perfectly. Thailand doing Thailand things. Good save with the knee. Beautiful save and second set by the Malaysian captain. Malaysia, though, every point they get, they're having to win them twice because it was a great block at the net by Putawan. So even when the opposition wins the point, you can think, well, I made them think there, I made them earn it. They didn't just get a free point. Malaysia needs some free points here. I think we need, for them, you need Adil Ahmad to fire one down the middle here. Tries to take the pace off it. They need to target Putawan on service. They can't just keep sending the ball over to Ratchan, because Ratchan is one of the best savers and feeders in the game. He's following in the footsteps of Patrapong Yupadi, about the same height. Thailand likes small centres and feeders who can scurry around. The water carriers doing all the tough defensive work. Even then, when they lose the point, they almost keep it alive, Thailand. So Ratchan, when the ball comes to him on service, he's always going to be able to save it and set it up. So on service, I would like to see Malaysia trying to target Putawan. That's what they need to do. This is where they're going to aim for here, you would say. Nur Azat is going to put it down the middle, but towards the left foot of Putawan. And there we go, managed to fool me. Spun it away. So it was a slice service going to the right foot, which is the preferred foot of Putawan, but it was arcing away from him all the time, and then trying to control that neutrally and take the spin off the ball is incredibly difficult. So 4-2 back to 4-all. Perfect service from Ratchan. An absolute bullet coming down at a 45-degree angle, as we've seen, not the tallest of fellows, but firing that one down the line to the left foot of Adil Aman. And so as soon as Malaysia get level, they find themselves behind once again. Is that one in? It's called out by the referee. You could see him raise a hand. It's not going to miss by much. I think that went just long rather than wide. So Malaysia do all that hard work to erase the 2-point cushion, and then Thailand just get right back out there. Win one on reception, win one on service. So where's this service going to go? Noor Azat hasn't really got the same accuracy as his colleague. Again, they're trying to get some spin out wide. Well, there we go. So they've sent something. And that's why they're players and I'm just a commentator. I would have been going for the left foot of Putawan. They're going for the right foot, but putting a little bit of spin, a bit of slice on it. And that's paying off at the moment. Both Malaysian players winning points on their own service against Putawan. Now, what can they do on the service of Ratchan? He's been untouchable. There you go, he tried a little bit too far, and for the first time since they were 4-2 up in the first set, Malaysia get their noses in front. Good judgment. That wasn't far behind the baseline at all. But these players, they are to the manner born. They've been playing this sport all their lives. They know the dimensions of a court. Far too easy for Putawan that time. He cushioned it with his head. It's a very exact science trying to serve to him. He's got such a huge span. Tape service. Malaysia with their noses in front. They've got the advantage of receiving first. Thailand serving first to open the second set. And you're expected to score points on your opposition's service. So if they can keep their noses in front, that puts a little bit of pressure on Thailand. They're going to target Putawan again, no doubt. Unless they try to take, yes, there you go, Putawan. But if they put it on his head, it's absolutely meat and drink for him. Heads it backwards to give it to Ratchan, knowing that Ratchan will give it back to him exactly where he wants it. Ratchan looks like he's going to try to bisect his two opponents. No, goes out wide. Malaysia edging nearer. They only got to 9 points in the first set. Here they are on 9 already, and Thailand only on 8. Trying for the tape service, it was difficult. You had Putawan standing in to receive that one. Much along the lines of Roger Federer in tennis towards the end of his career, when he would stand in on services just to intimidate the opponent. Can Putawan win one on his own service? No, he can't. Save set and a sunback spike. Right foot over the right shoulder. We'll see this one here. It's not a roll. You see it's the taking it with his right foot. Where do they go here? I'd be tempted to try to fire it out to the left foot of Ratchan, as he rarely receives services. And they keep trying that spin. It worked a couple of times. And I think they thought if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it has broken. It worked twice, it's failed twice. And you think all of a sudden Thailand are going to win a point on their own service. All it's going to take is one good block. Which team's going to come up with it? Which team is going to get the tape service? Or the deep one that just clips a line? Which team's going to use their timeout? Putuan standing further back this time. Is he going to come in? No, standing further back. In he comes. In he comes. Ready to take it with his head. They do finally fire it to Rachan. But it was far too easy for him. If you're going to give it to Rachan, put it on his left foot. His right foot, he could keep the ball up all day. And there, the roll spike rolling around at an angle that time. First to 15, but if we get to 14, it then becomes first to 17. It's not a case of 2 points clear. It's first to 17. Which team's going to make a mistake first? Which team is going to blink first? Which team is going to use its timeout and try to put the opposition under a little bit of pressure just before they're about to serve? Can, of course, take timeouts whenever you like. In between points, of course. You can't take a timeout in the middle of a point. Can Malaysia sneak one on service? Not if they put it on the heads of the big, tall striker. He will cushion everything all day long. 12 all. And we have a challenge. Malaysia deciding to use their challenge. Should only be one challenge per team per set. And they're challenging, saying, did that one actually go beyond the line? Why not use it? Can't take these challenges with you. You can't accumulate them. Looks like it was more in hope than expectation, though. Thailand already seem to think that they've got the point. Thailand will be serving after this either at 12 all or at 11-13. The interesting point when it gets to 14 all and when every team is winning points on the opposition service, which has been the case since around 4 all in this set, it then gives the advantage to the team that's receiving at 14 all, because if they carry on winning on the opposition service, losing on their own service, gets to 15 all, 16 all, and then it's a deciding point. And so Malaysia will receive that deciding point at 16 all. So all they've got to do, in inverted commas, is win when they're receiving service. The challenge is overruled. It was worth a go. Try anything you can to beat Thailand. Ball called in. You sense that Thailand are the closer to winning a point on their own service. They're getting almost within touching distance of getting a block in, but Malaysia get their noses in front and a timeout is taken. Back out we come. Malaysia taking their timeout ahead of their own service. Try to make the Thais a little bit nervous. Putawan stepping a long way in again. Fire it at him. And they do, but Rachan comes across. He says, I'll take that one if you're going to hit it with pace. Who is under more pressure? Both teams have scored a point on serve. We're having another timeout. This time, Thailand take their 1 minute timeout. Let Malaysia feel nervous ahead of a point that they are expected to win, that they must win. Both teams have won 9 points in a row on their opposition's service. It doesn't necessarily have to break this run. If we get to 16 all, it's a deciding point. So all Malaysia have to do is win another 4 points on the Thailand service. You can hear a pin drop around the stadium because on court number 1, Myanmar have defeated India in straight sets. So India get a bronze medal, their 3rd bronze medal in 3 events already at this Sepaktakraw World Cup. Men's quadrant, women's quadrant and men's doubles. Myanmar through to the final. There's no 3rd and 4th place playoff, so if you lose in the semis you automatically get a bronze. Who will face Myanmar? Cleverly done. 14-13. Malaysia have a set point. Onto the head of Putawan. Now, what are they going to do? Try for a tape service. Putawan takes 1, 2, 3 steps in. Go for Rachan's left foot. Go for broke. Spinning. And put away by Putawan. 14 all. It's now 1st to 17. Save set, spike. Wasn't the best of sets, but it was more than good enough in the end. It left Nur Azat with a little bit to do, but he can do more than a little bit, he can do a lot. 15-14. Reminder, this isn't set point. You have to get to 17 now, it's not 2 points clear. I'd still like this point here though, and they're moving across. Serving. You can serve anywhere behind the baseline, just don't go over the baseline when you serve. In or out, called out. I like that. I like the fact that they went for it right down the middle, well left by Rachan. I don't mind that kind of fault on service. So somebody's going to have a set point after this point. Is it going to be Thailand and it's a match point? Is it going to be Malaysia and they take us to a 3rd set? It's Malaysia because that service goes into the net. Malaysia now have 2 bites of the cherry. 16-15, but it's 2 set points for them. They'd love to take the first one because the second one's going to be a match point as well for Thailand. 2 faults on service. We've had 23 points won against service in a row. Can Nur Azat somehow break the spell? Spinning service. Putawan is going to put it away. The block. It's a block by Nur Azat. What a timely block that was. Malaysia take the second set 17-15 and we are going to a decider. They're going to challenge Thailand. They like a challenge on a set point. They challenged on match point against Myanmar in the group game. I personally think that the 2-minute break between sets should run while this is going on, because this is very much in hope rather than expectation. You might as well use your challenge for that particular set on what is likely to be the last point. Imagine, though, if... I think, well, what are they challenging? It's just a net challenge, so they can challenge Nur Azad either going over the net and playing the ball on the Thai side of the net or touching the net. I'm pretty sure he did neither. It looks for all the world like we are going to a third and final set. The teams will change ends as soon as the second set is over, and they will then change ends once again in the third set when the leading team gets to 8. Always a psychological boost if you can be leading when you change ends. Let's get the officials putting the board up, saying not over, and it is not over. This contest is going on. We are going to go to a third set. Malaysia having taken the second, 17-15. Two-minute break, and back we are for the third and final set. Malaysia didn't run away with that one. They edged over the line, and then all of a second on the last point there, a great block by Nur Azad. That's all they needed. Malaysia opening on service, though, this time around. So if ever we get to 14, 15, 16 all, then it'll be advantage Thailand. Back on a run of points scored against service. Decent save, and perhaps not the best set from Adil Aman. Nur Azad, though, is on fire. Look at the ground he covers. He has to go back as well as across. gets that one down at a beautiful 45-degree angle over the net. Malaysia under a little bit of pressure in this third set because they're the ones serving first every time. And that means that Thailand inevitably get themselves ahead on the scoreboard. 1-0, 2-1. We saw how that panned out in the second set when the boot was on the other foot or the canvas shoe was on the other foot. Thailand with a huge opportunity here, and they take it. It was a great tape service by Putawan. Fired the ball in at the tape, made it very difficult for Adil Aman to control, and he could only set it to mid-court, and there was no way that Nur Azat was going to spike from there. Thailand draw first blood, 3-1. Reminder that both the first two sets saw teams go out into 2-point leads early on and then get pegged back. But Malaysia won't like this. They need to win a point on service. It was a good service. But how good is Ratchan? Everyone looking at Putawan, but Ratchan gets to a very good service and then scuttles all the way back to the advertising boards. Puts up a great set for Putawan. Malaysia not going away though. Casual observer, you might think, well, come on, just get the ball over. Don't waste a point on service because you don't get a second service, but it is worth gambling. We've seen how few points have been won on service, particularly when you get to semi-finals of a tournament, when you get to Malaysia versus Thailand, Myanmar versus India on the other court. Quality abounds. Amazing, absolutely amazing by both Malaysian players. Adil Aman went so far back to keep that alive, and then look where Nur Azat was for the spike. He was nowhere near the court. They've got it back on service, in inverted commas. It looks like Adil Aman has paid a bit of a price, scuttling around there. Amazing effort by Malaysia there. Getting a nice block there on the knee. Covered so much ground. Malaysia winning a point on service. which is what they needed to do. They've got it back to 4-5, and they're going to be receiving the next service. Gives them a bit of a break as well, which is no bad thing. Obviously, you've only got 2 players, and they are covering so much of the court just amongst the 2 of them. It also means that, while Adil Ahman is receiving a little bit of treatment, Noor Azat can go over and have a quick chat with Ahmad Jais. There you can see the little magnets on the whiteboard. Obviously only 2 of them on either side, but every sport uses the magnets. A reminder that we will change ends when one of these teams reaches 8. Azat showing no ill effects of his tumble, and Noor Azat showing that he hasn't lost any of his crispness during that 2-minute delay. Fully vertical there, upside down, and let the ball bounce off the sole of his shoe. From 4-2 Thailand, we're back to 5-all. Where is Noor Azat going to gamble on service? Assuming he is going to gamble. How about that? Adil Ahman is covering every inch of the court, every inch of the back court, every inch of court number 1. He'll be off into the players' lounge next. Putting everything on the line, and that's 3 points in a row, 2 of them on their own service for Malaysia. Make that 4 in a row. Same again, Noor Azat getting fully vertical and then letting the ball land on the sole of his shoe and just tapping it over the top of Putawan. And they would like to make it 5 points in a row, 3 in a row on their own service, and change ends. Are they going to do it again? No, they can't have 3 miracles in a row. Maybe the X's and O's that we saw with the magnets on the whiteboard from Ahmad Jais have helped Malaysia, and in particular their number 3, Noor Azat, get more of a read on blocks at the net. We saw that with the 2 points they won on their own service. What can Rachan do on his service? 8-6 Malaysia, 2 points to the good as we change ends. Coaching staff are going to change ends as well. They're taking a bit of time, particularly the ties. You can just see to the right of your screen, Tawisak Tongsai, the sub, strolling down. Malaysia's substitute, that's Shahal Ril. He's already there. A bit of gamesmanship from the ties, making Malaysia wait. Those spinning services again. In the second set, you thought that Thailand were marginally closer to getting a block and stealing a point on their own service. Here, you'd say it's the other way around. We've seen 2 points, 1 on their own service, courtesy of blocks by Malaysia. And even when they're not winning the points, they're not getting far off. Can Putawan come up with a miracle service? He almost did. It was a tape service, but then Nur Azat said, well, I've got a number 3 on my back, so I'm going to take all 3 shots. Satu, dua, tiga. As they say in Malaysia, 1, 2, 3. Save set spike for himself. Eight-6 becomes 9-7. Great service, but an even better save and set by Rachan. It was a tape service coming out to his left, and he still put that ball with the second touch with his right foot right over the net for Putawan to put away. There's still a point behind Thailand. Malaysia, though, will know that they are just a miracle service away, a tape service from it being level. Or an ace down the back. It goes a bit too far. Malaysia will take that. Double figures for them. 5 points away from a berth. See the lob spinning services from Malaysia. I think they want to take their chances with the blocks that Nur Azat is coming out with. He was close there, no cigar. Putawan went all or nothing. It ended up being nothing. You don't mind seeing a player trying to steal a point with a tape service. But we really are at the cliched business end of this deciding set and of this semi-final. And that point gets Malaysia even closer. 11-9, 4 points away. What are they going to try on service? Still happy to live and die by the block. Not really asking any questions of Rachan, just giving him the ball and saying, give us your best set. Putawan, give us your best spike. Bear in mind that we still have timeouts to come, and I'm not sure who chose it. It might well have been Thailand. Either way, it's a 1 minute break. Malaysia leading it 11-10. Rachan of Thailand to serve after the break.
Sabar sikit jangan give up, jangan follow point. Jangan give up sekarang ni kan. Sekarang ni kita jaga kita punya point ni. Advantage kita ni
Kelah Ijat dengan Aidil, kanan Ijat. Bola touch net. Itu 4 area tu dia akan try. Jangan leka. Kaki kena sikit lembut sikit.
kita servis tak point tak apa. Kita jaga point kita defend kita. Jangan advantage sebab kita tengah leading ni.
Aku follow mu ni bola kat mana pun ni.
Loki jangan give up je follow je. Dah ujung-ujung. Dah ujung-ujung servis jangan buang.
Ingat kalau kita tampil peluang dia akan ambil peluang. Come on Ya. Come on.
Timeout taken at the right time.
Challenge sir, challenge.
We're level.
Challenge net.
And it's Putawan with the block. Stretching out the long leg as he did in the first set. And as we saw in the second set, we're going to challenge. Malaysia saying that he touched the net. As you'll have worked out by now, my phrase for these is more in hope than expectation, and I think that's the case once again here. But it's a huge point, and they are right to challenge. Imagine if Putawan has gone over the net. That makes it 12-10. If not, it's 11-all. If we get to 14-all, we'll go to 17 again. And if we do get to 14-all, at some point, Malaysia are going to have to win points, or a point again on their own service. It's what Thailand have just done, barring the challenge. They're having a good look here. Oh, what a challenge! What a challenge. Ahmad Jais earning his corn on the bench. It's not 11-all, it's 12-10. And that's going to feel like literally 2 points won. Over. He encroached. The big fella with his big long limbs went a little bit too far. Malaysia looking to take it 1 point at a time. They're 3 points away. Thailand taking care of business on the reception of service. Putawan, what are you going to do? Are you going to trust your ability to block? Are you going to go for the tape? He goes for the tape, and it works. Nothing you can challenge here, unless they're going to say it's a foot fault, and you can see how far behind it was. Look at the net shudder. Malaysia are shuddering, 12-all. You're tempted to say that's 2 services in a row won by Thailand. The first one was overruled because Putawan had encroached, but there was no encroachment the second time around. Malaysia now have to win a point on their own service. They swapped roles. Rachan, the diminutive figure, stood tall at the net. The net's 1.55 meters. He's barely 1.65. (13-12), and we're calling for the ice and the magic spray once again. He's not used to rolling or spiking, Rachan. It's not his job, but needs must when it's 12-all. And there is a potential gold medal on the line. A reminder that this is the second semi-final. Myanmar are waiting for the winners. If you're watching this live, then the final will be in just under 2 hours' time. No bronze medal match. Both losing semi-finalists get a bronze. It's Rachan's turn to serve. You presume he'll be all right. It looks like his hamstrings are a lot more flexible than mine. Really is little and large, this combo, when you see them side by side, and the fact that Putawan went way wide for the save and the set, and then Rachan rose reasonably tall, relatively tall for him at the net. Amazing change of roles. Goes long, they won't mind that. 13-all, back to parity. As well you know, but it bears repeating. We get to 14-all, it becomes 1st to 17. Timeout called. Final timeout taken. Malaysia taking their time. I suppose the only changes we could have are substitutions, but be a brave coach to bring on either Shahalril or Tawisak. So Tawisak come on in the final group game against Myanmar for Thailand. He couldn't turn things around. So 13-all Malaysia. Can they steal a point on service? Thailand with the momentum, you'd say. They tried to steal that one but couldn't. 14-13, and that means match point for Thailand. Putawan shows off his leg span. What's he going to do with this service? How brave was that by Noor Azat? Just taps it over, knows where Putawan is, lets it bounce off his back. 14-all, once again, 1st to 17. Malaysia serving first though, and you've seen how many points have been won when receiving. Thailand get to receive 3 out of the possible 5. The slight edge is with Thailand. History says Thailand. Recent history says Malaysia. It's another match point for Thailand. Big pressure on Malaysia. You could almost call this a free hit for Rachan. Look at the focus. It's into the net. No, it's over the net. Look at that, the ball sat up, it was blocked by Putawan, and then it sat on top of the tape, deciding which way it was going to go. Was it going to give victory to Thailand? Was it going to give us another 2 or 3 points? In the end, it was the latter. The finest of margins. Marathon are a Thai sponsor, and that sat on the Marathon logo before deciding against Thailand. 15-all. (16-15). It's now 2 match points for Thailand. Thailand serving 16-15. In the second set, it was Malaysia serving at 16-15, and they won a point on their service. Putawan, what have you got for us? He's got too much. It couldn't be kept alive by Adil Aman. 17-15 to Thailand in the deciding set, and they are through to the final of the men's doubles. It was a great service. Asked too much of Adil Aman. Noor Azat expecting it to be set for him. Hard break for Malaysia. Delight for Thailand, who've got into the final by a circuitous route, losing in 3 sets to Myanmar in the group stages, squeezing past Malaysia in 3 in the semis, and they will have a rematch with Myanmar for the gold medal in an hour and 3/4 time.
So, give me challenge board.